Hello, and welcome to our training on fingerprinting. This training is for school safe environment coordinators and principals, and will provide you with an overview of the requirement to fingerprint school employees. I'm Mary Ellen Dantino, the Director of Safe Environment Programs for the Diocese of Manchester. Here's what we will be covering during this brief training. All new school employees must be fingerprinted upon hire. The process is governed by the Adam Walsh Act. When hiring a new school employee, the offer of employment is considered to be conditional pending the results of the criminal records check. 2 forms need to be submitted for each employee, a New Hampshire form and the fingerprints. And when the results are received by the diocese, they will be recorded in the Safe Environment database. The principal will be contacted if there are any problems noted. So who should be fingerprinted? In the Diocese of Manchester, we consider that all employees who work in the school are in a position of regularly working with minors. Therefore, all of your employees must be fingerprinted. In addition to teachers, this includes office staff, maintenance workers, paid coaches, substitute teachers, and so on. Just remember that anyone who receives a paycheck is a school employee and does need to be fingerprinted. There are a couple of exceptions, and the following people do not need to be fingerprinted. Public school personnel who are assigned to the Catholic school, so that would be Title I teachers or other public school employees that are assigned by the school district to work in Catholic schools. And if you have any independent contractors, they do not need to be fingerprinted. However, they need to sign particular contract language which says that they are responsible for conducting the criminal record checks on anyone they assign to your school. Examples of some independent contractors that you might have at a school are food service workers, janitorial service companies, or companies that provide educational or sports instruction to the students. For further information, please feel free to contact me, or you can look on the diocesan website at catholicnh.org/coordinators to obtain the language that needs to go in your contract. So it is important to know that fingerprinting should be completed upon hire. Although fingerprints can be conducted on inked cards or electronically through the process known as live scan, we do recommend live scan. Live scan results in fingerprints that are very clear and rarely rejected, which means that the process will be quicker and go much more smoothly. Your new employee will need to make an appointment to be fingerprinted. Here you'll see a list of locations that offer live scan fingerprinting. The Department of Motor Vehicles offices in Dover, Manchester, and Salem, the State Police office in Concord on Hazen Drive, and the State Police troop stations in Bow, Keene, Tamworth, and Twin Mountain all have live scan sites. The employee should contact the local office and request a fingerprinting appointment. At busy times of the year, such as the fall, it can take several weeks to get an appointment, so they should definitely call as soon as possible. Please note that there is no fee required at the time of service for live scan fingerprinting. Our office also accepts inked fingerprints. These can be obtained at many local police departments. Be aware that inked prints are not as reliable and may be rejected by the FBI. If that happens, they will need to be recompleted. In addition, the local police department may charge an additional fee. If your employee does have inked prints completed, he or she must use our Diocesan Fingerprint Card. We will cover that in more detail in a short while. In order for an employee criminal background check to be completed, 2 forms need to be submitted. First to the school, and then sent by the school to the Diocesan Safe Environment Office. The forms are: first, a New Hampshire Criminal Record Release Form, and make sure to use the employee version, which has the Superintendent of Schools' name on it. And that will be coupled with either the live scan receipt or the inked fingerprint card. So here you see a sample of the New Hampshire Criminal Record Release Form, which when we are abbreviating it, we just call the CRR Form. This is a sample because the state occasionally changes the form, so what you find in the future may look a little different from this, but it is what we are currently using. And you'll notice that this form is different from the volunteer CRR form because the Superintendent of Schools' name is in the top left-hand corner. The form is fairly simple. It needs to be completed, and then it does need to be notarized here. And then what you do with this is that you will pair it with the inked fingerprint card or the live scan receipt and send it to the Safe Environment Office. Here you see a fingerprint card, and if your employee is going for live scan fingerprinting, they do not need to bring a fingerprint card with them. They will simply make the appointment and then bring a receipt back to you. But if the employee decides to get inked prints, he or she will need to bring a fingerprint card with them to the appointment. Be sure to use a card with this stamped code on it, as that is our routing number for the Diocese of Manchester. These cards are available from the Safe Environment Office, so just give us a call or send an email. Let us know how many you need, and Yves Mongeau will be happy to put those right in the mail to you. Once you have these cards, you'll provide the card to your employee and tell the person to bring it with them to their appointment. They'll then go to their appointment at the police station, they'll be fingerprinted, and they'll bring the card back to you. Before sending this card to us along with the CRR form, just take a quick look at it and make sure that it is completed in full. In particular, you need to make sure that the employee has completed all of the demographic information on the card. That includes their name, their signature, and some information about height, weight, etc. And most of it is right here. There's also some information right below the red box that they need to complete as well. This is an FBI requirement and won't be accepted unless everything is completed. Once you have the 2 forms in hand, please send them immediately to the Safe Environment Office here at the Diocese. Please know that live scan prints are expunged from the state police system after 30 days. So if we don't get those up to the state promptly, there's a possibility that the person will have to be fingerprinted again. When you send the forms to the Safe Environment Office, please do not include any payment. The diocese will pay the state police for everything out of a prepaid account, and the school will be billed. Once the New Hampshire CRR background check and fingerprints have cleared, The Safe Environment Office staff will enter the date into the Safe Environment database. If concerns arise because of a criminal record, Mary Ellen will contact the principal, or you may hear from one of our investigators. Results are not returned from the state police until both the New Hampshire and FBI portions are completed. Therefore, it can take up to 4 weeks for us to receive and post the results. Here you see a screenshot of our Safe Environment database, and this is where we record the information for safe environment requirements. In this field, we record the date for the New Hampshire criminal record check clearance. And in this field, you'll see the date of the fingerprint check. So once those have been returned, these dates will be inserted into the database by the Safe Environment Office staff. So in summary, here are a few important points that we hope that you will remember from taking this training. First of all, fingerprinting must be completed when you decide to hire a person. Your employee has the option of completing live scan or inked fingerprints, but at this point in time, we recommend live scan as the better option. The New Hampshire CRR Form, which is the form with the superintendent's name on it, and the fingerprint card or the live scan receipt must always accompany each other when you send them to our office. The CRR form needs to be notarized. If completing inked fingerprint cards, make sure that the demographic information on the card has been completed in full. Send the form and the receipt from LiveScan or the card to the Safe Environment Office. We will then send them up to the state, and that is the process that the state requires at this time. Do not enclose any money. The school will be billed at a later date. And once the background checks have been completed, the Safe Environment Office staff will update the Safe Environment database, and that's how you'll know that everything has cleared. If you need further assistance or have questions, feel free to contact us anytime. On this slide, you will see that my name and contact information is listed, as is the information for Eve Mongeau, who also works in the Safe Environment Office. And at the bottom of the screen, you will see our address. Thank you so much for participating and listening to this training. We hope that the information about fingerprinting was helpful to you. If you have further questions, again, please don't hesitate to contact us. We look forward to working with you. Thank you.